Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Welcome to chemistry class. I hope you are all fine and enjoying best of your health. Today we are going to discuss the another topic of Unit 8, the reactivity series of metals. In reactivity series of metals or activity series of metal is a list of metals with most reactive elements at the top and the least reactive elements at the bottom. We arrange the different metals according to their reactivity series. Here, the most reactive metals are present at the top and the least reactive metals present at the bottom. The reactivity or reactive metals tend to form positive ions, means if the metals are more reactive, it means that they lose their valence shell electrons and forming a positive cations, and with anions forming a different ionic compounds or equivalent compounds. So if we're going down the series, or there are unreacted metals which prefer to remain in uncombined form as the element itself. They are usually present in the metallic form, and you know that metals are formed by the atoms. Here it is a complete list of metals. Here the list start from cesium to ends to francium, rubidium, and ends at gold and platinum. The red blocks which are present here are indicating that these metals are highly reactive and it is present at the top of the series. And the blocks which is here present here in yellow are indicating that these metals are moderately reactive. They are not very reactive or not very stable. And here in the green blocks, the metals are least reactive. And this reactivity series, you can closely observe that the cesium the elements starting from cesium to lithium, and you know that this is the group 1 element, and the group 1 element easily lose their electron and form their cations, so they are very reactive. And the second group, now you can see that barium, radium, and till magnesium, you can see that their activity after that the activity of alkali metals. The order of activity can be deduced uh, uh, by its reaction with different with water, steam, or acid. I mean, when metals react with water, steam, or acids, they form different cadences. For example, if they react with the water, it displaces hydrogen gas. If the metals displace hydrogen gas from water, it means their activity is high, because they only displace hydrogen gas when they have very reactivity. They have greater reactivity, and those metals which react moderately, they react with the steam, because you know that the steam is present at higher temperature as compared to the water, that is usually termed as a cold water. And in acids, you can also see the reactivity of acid with metals, and how the acids can reduce the reactivity series. Here is that series, for example, when water, cold water react with the potassium, sodium, and calcium, it form their respective metal hydroxides and liberated hydrogen gas. But as we know that they are very reactive, they react with the cold water. So the one problem is that how we can store these metals, because you know that they are moisture in our atmosphere too. What does mean by moisture? Moisture means the water present in a water vapor. So they can liberate hydrogen from these water vapors and form metal hydroxides. So we can put or store these metals in the surface of oil to prevent their reactivity with the cold water or moisture. The second series we have already know that is a moderate series of metals, and you know these metals, magnesium, aluminum, zinc, and iron, cannot react with the cold water because their activity is lesser than these metals. So they need some drastic conditions. In this case, we can use steam. It reacts with steam and form the respective metal oxides and also liberated hydrogen. But here in this case, the metal oxides are formed, not hydroxides, in case of steam. After that, lead and copper, mercury, silver, and platinum, that is usually termed as least reactive group, and they cannot react with even cold or a steam. So, with the help of the reactivity of these metals with water and steam, we can reduce this series, reactivity series. In the same way, when we react metals with dilute acids, the first group, as it is a very active reactive group, it react vigorously or violently with the dilute acid and form their salt and hydrogen. For example, here is a metal. When react with hydrochloric acid, it forms metal chloride and hydrogen gas. In the same way, when moderate metals, for example, magnesium, aluminum, zinc, and iron, react with the dilute acid, it reacts with dilute acid, but they need much higher time to complete its reaction as compared to these uh, alkali metals, or you can say the most active metals. In this case, again, the product is same. The only difference is that the time. It needs higher time to complete their reaction. There is one other problem. The problem is that during when we react with the aluminum with the dilute acid, and we want to compare their activity with the zinc and iron, we can see that the aluminum is much slowly react with the dilute acid as compared to zinc iron. But and we know that we place the aluminum in before zinc and iron. Why we place this aluminum zinc before zinc and iron? Because in water they have their activity is more. But in case of dilute acid, it forms a protective layer of aluminum oxide, and it prevent that aluminum oxide to react further. So zinc and iron have more reactivity in case of dilute acid than aluminum. That question usually asked in your Cambridge exams, so you have to keep in mind that question. Okay, why aluminum is more less reactive than zinc or iron? Even we place uh, aluminum in front of zinc or iron. After that, we will see that lead react with dilute acid, and it need much higher time than that of moderate group or a magnesium, aluminum, zinc, and iron. And in case of a least reactive group, copper, mercury, silver, and platinum, we react these metals only react with concentrated acid. They are not reacting with any dilute acid. In concentrated acid, it forms first form the metal oxides, and after forming the metal oxide, it gives their respective metal compounds and water. So we have use only concentrated acids for their displacement, for their reactions. In this way, we can reduce the reactivity of metal in our recent reactivity series. There are many applications of reactivity series, and the most important are listed here. It helps to explain the stability of metal compounds. Means which metal compound is more stable. It all depends upon the reactivity series of metal. And the displacement power of metal. What does mean by displacement power of metal? Mean one metals displace other metal from their compound or not. It also depends upon the reactivity series. The third is how we can extract metals from their ores, and we know that in ores the metals are present in a compound. We can use our knowledge of these 2 points or the reactivity series. We can get how we can extract metals from their ores. uh, that's it for today, from today's lecture, and in our upcoming lectures we will closely observe and with detail in detail the stability of metal compounds along with the displacement power of metals and how we can extract metals from their ores. Here are some questions regarding today's lecture. You have to answer those questions and inbox me in WhatsApp. The first question is, list 2 methods that could be used for pipes to transfer dilute sulfuric acid in a chemical factory. It means uh, the pipes which are used in chemical factory for distribution of sulfuric acid from one part of the factory to the other part are made up of which metals? As we know that some metals are dissolved in the sulfuric acid and some are not. So just keep in mind to answer that question. You can easily answer that question if you know the reactivity series according to the sulfuric acid or acid. Second question is, which metals react with the cold dilute hydrochloric acid but not with cold water? Here are some elements, and you just answer that which element react with the cold dilute hydrochloric acid or which element not. And the third question, write general equations for the action on metals of dilute acid and water. That's it for today. I hope you are all good and understand today's topic. If you have any question regarding today's lecture, you can ask in your respective group. And thank you very much. All the best.